But have you ever heard of a man who owned only 2 sets of clothes, lived in a windowless room for decades, yet was richer than any billionaire on earth? This isn't a riddle. It's the true story of Abdul Sattar Edhi, a name that in many parts of the world is synonymous with compassion. His story isn't just inspiring. It's a powerful reminder of what one person with a pure heart and relentless determination can achieve. Born in 1928 in British India, Edhi's journey began with a simple lesson from his mother. Every day, she gave him 2 paisas, one to spend on himself and one to give to someone in need. This small daily act of charity wasn't just a routine. It was the seed from which a forest of kindness would grow. He learned early on that true wealth isn't what you keep, but what you give away. When he was just a young boy, his mother became paralyzed and later suffered from severe diabetes. Young Edhi dedicated himself to her care, bathing her, feeding her, tending to her every need. This deeply personal experience ignited a fire within him. He saw firsthand the suffering of those who were sick and forgotten, and he felt a profound calling to serve them. This wasn't a choice, it was his purpose. The partition of India in 1947 was a tumultuous time. Edhi's family migrated to the newly formed Pakistan, arriving in Karachi with nothing. In this sprawling, chaotic city, Edhi witnessed immense poverty and desperation. While others were focused on rebuilding their own lives, Edhi's focus was on others. He started small, working as a street peddler and saving every penny he could. With a small amount of money, he bought a tiny 8-foot room that he converted into a free dispensary. He stood on street corners, begging for donations, not for himself, but for medicine for the poor. People called him a fraud. They laughed at him, but Edhi's resolve was unbreakable. His famous motto was born from these early struggles. My religion is humanitarianism, which is the basis of all religions. One day, a battered old van came into his possession. He painted Edhi Ambulance on the side and turned it into the first private ambulance service in Karachi. He would drive through the city streets day and night, picking up the injured, the sick, and sadly, the deceased who had no one else. He was the first responder when there were no other responders. This single van was the beginning of what would become the largest private ambulance network in the world. But Edhi's work didn't stop with ambulances. He saw another heartbreaking problem: abandoned infants left to die on the streets. His solution was simple, yet revolutionary. Outside every Edhi center, he placed a small cradle with a sign that read, "Do not kill, leave the baby in the cradle. Allow the child to live." He became a father to thousands of abandoned children, giving them a home, an education, and a future. These children, whom he called Edhi's children, were his greatest treasure. His wife, Bilki Edhi, a nurse who came to work at his dispensary, became his partner in both life and service. Together, they expanded their mission. They built orphanages, homes for the elderly, maternity wards, and shelters for abused women. The Edhi Foundation became a comprehensive cradle-to-grave welfare system, run almost entirely on private donations from ordinary people. Edhi famously refused any funding from governments or large corporations, believing that his strength came from the trust of the common man. Despite managing a massive international organization, Edhi himself lived a life of extreme simplicity. He owned only 2 pairs of clothes, slept in a small room adjacent to his office, and never took a salary from his foundation. He washed his own clothes and preferred to eat simple meals of bread and lentils. His life was a testament to his belief that you don't need wealth to help others. You only need a heart that cares. He was often called the Angel of Mercy, but he saw himself as just a simple man doing his duty. He didn't care about a person's religion, ethnicity, or social status. He helped everyone. When a journalist asked him why he helped non-Muslims, he replied with a question of his own: because the ambulance is more Muslim than you. He believed in the universal language of human suffering and the universal duty to alleviate it. Even in his final moments, his selflessness shone through. Before he passed away in 2016, he requested that his organs be donated. Due to his age, only his corneas were viable, but they gave sight to 2 people who had been living in darkness. His final act on this earth was one of giving. Abdul Sattar Edhi's legacy is not just in the thousands of ambulances or the hundreds of centers that bear his name. His true legacy is the idea that compassion is an action. It's the proof that one person with nothing but a desire to serve can change the world. His life story challenges every single one of us to look around and ask, what can I do to help? You don't need to start a foundation or own an ambulance. It can start with a small act of kindness, just like the one paisa his mother taught him to give away all those years ago. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the life of a true humanitarian. If his story moved you, please consider sharing it to spread his message of compassion. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more stories about incredible people who changed the world. See you next time.